When it comes to your retirement plan, there are many crucial components that you have to look at while going over your retirement plan. Whether you're starting retirement or maybe you're a few years out, maybe you just started. I think some of the big things that a lot of us miss when looking at their retirement plan, because there's so many things to focus on, we sometimes miss some of the basics that could be very crucial. In this one, I want to talk about the 4 items we should be looking at when it comes to tax planning in your retirement. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Logan Sadler. If this is your first time, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate everybody who comes through here. And if you like the video, leave us a comment or click subscribe down below. And again, this channel is all about retirement education and just to give you some general knowledge and some tips and tricks, as we say. And here we go. Let's go ahead and start about this one. I want to get started because we talk a lot about planning, whether it's income planning, legacy planning, all these other components about healthcare, long-term care, running out of money, retirement income, all these big components, right? And we also talk about tax planning. One of the biggest things I think a lot of us out there when looking at our retirement plans, we tend to miss or overlook certain components. Typically, it comes down to the tax planning side. We see a lot of our clients because, again, I'm a financial advisor and we help people get to and through retirement. So I know a lot of the times where I've seen people make these mistakes typically centers around tax planning. Again, there's many other things where they mess up on or maybe they do very well on. But one of the components I want to talk about today was tax planning. So one of the first things I wanted to talk about on today's video, number one, is understanding your tax brackets. Now, I think it's very crucial for those of you out there, which I can give you a piece up here on the slide for you to check out about that shows you some of the different tax brackets for 2023. And again, every year or every couple of years, these do change. So making sure you understand your current tax bracket is very, very important to a lot of tax planning exposure or solutions that you could do throughout your retirement plan. Now, not only understanding your current tax brackets, but also what do our future tax brackets potentially look like? And again, sometimes when forecasting your retirement income and things like that, we can get a pretty general idea where if tax rates stay the same, whereabout we might fall, right? And that will answer a lot of our questions around tax planning of where we should be putting our assets and what types of taxes we should be focused on as we're heading into retirement. So understanding your tax brackets are crucial for now and for down the road to your retirement tax planning success. The next thing I wanted to talk about, which kind of piggybacks off that, is understanding what Roth conversions are, right? And if there's something or a tool that could be used in your situation. Without knowing your tax brackets and where your future tax brackets might lie, it's very hard to tell if Roth conversions may or may not make sense. For those of you out there who don't know what Roth conversions are, I'll give you a general census here, but you can head over and check out our other videos where we've done some pretty deep dives into Roth conversions. But essentially, it's moving money from taxable, right, money that we've deferred tax on, over to tax-free. So when it goes from hand 1 to hand 2, there's one hand in the middle, which is Uncle Sam, meaning you have to pay taxes now to convert money over to tax-free, which then as it grows, if you follow all the rules, it would grow 100% tax-free, right? So that's one of the big components to that. But understanding, do Roth conversions make sense for you? Is it something where now, this year, next year, when is the best time to start doing them? If so, what is the appropriate amount based off your current exposure on your taxes, as well as does it actually mathematically make sense in your financial plan? Because I've done many of these, one of our things we do is we'll do a Roth conversion calculator for you and show you based off your current tax brackets and how your current tax situation looks now and in the future, does it make a lot of mathematic sense? Sometimes the answer is no, and sometimes it could save tens of thousands of dollars in taxes over your retirement plan. So it's important to understand if that's a good component for you. Next, I wanted to talk about understanding how your Social Security is taxed. One of the biggest things we see a lot of people typically do as they approach retirement is everybody should take Social Security at this age because my brother-in-law or my neighbor or my aunt or my uncle or my grandma or whoever told me I should start taking it, right? One of the things you want to look at in your retirement plan is based off your situation, when is the right time to take it for a few things? Right time to take it based off your health, right time to take it based off your plan, right time to take it based off your tax situation. So understanding if you make over approximately 21,000 and some change, if you make over those amounts and are under your full retirement age, there could be a lot more taxes due on your Social Security than you might have thought. So you might not be netting the most amount of money. You might be taking the most amount, but not netting the most. So you want to make sure you've calculated how is your Social Security going to be taxed when you look at what your other income sources are, especially if you're going to continue to work. It's something you really want to analyze in your plan. Now, that was a lot really quick, but one of the most important ones out there is RMD planning. There's so many times where I see clients where they worked as a nurse or a doctor or at Costco or wherever you work, and they say, you know what, I'm actually getting by off Social Security and a little bit of my investments, and I'm going to let my 401k or my IRA just sit and grow. What happens is, as you let those sit and grow, it goes from 100,000 to 120,000, right? 150,000, 175, however it's grown over your retirement plan, that money is still growing tax deferred, meaning RMDs, which are called required minimum distributions, which means for most of you watching this video, it's age 73. If not, it's probably age 75, where you have to begin withdrawing money out of your retirement accounts and paying taxes on those, right, as ordinary income. One of the things I see all the time is people defer, and they say, you know, I'm 60, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm 65, I'm not going to worry about that. Next thing you know, RMD age comes, and you now have to begin with taking out about 3.5% or so approximately based off your age out starting at 73. That percentage goes up every year, just like clockwork. So later in your retirement years, you're taking more and more out of your retirement accounts, and your tax situation would probably be going higher, right? Also factoring in, most of you watching this video might think taxes are going to be higher down the road than they are today. So understanding how RMDs play a role, whether you delay those and let those sit, or if you start getting some advanced planning done now to figure out how to best navigate that RMD situation before it ever happens, or before you really have to start making decisions over the next week or two or a year or two, you know, to make sure you have plenty of time. So hopefully those 4 tips and ideas around tax planning help give you a little bit of a better envisionment of what to look for in your retirement plan, whether you're working with an advisor or doing it yourself. Understanding how taxes can play a huge role in your retirement, and doing some planning ahead of time is typically one of the best solutions to help avoiding some of those pitfalls for your retirement. Hopefully you enjoyed, and again, if you haven't yet, go ahead and click subscribe, and make sure you're meeting with an advisor or consulting a professional before doing anything when it comes to taxes or investments, to make sure that you're getting qualified advice. Hopefully you have a good one, and we'll see you guys back here again next week.